makes most women start a business? Is it passion, money, or freedom? Welcome to Female Founders, the podcast that takes you behind the scene with women who are founders and CEOs to help you start and scale a successful business of your own. I am your host, Nadia Adam.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Female Founders. In today's episode, I have the pleasure of speaking with Nadia Adam. Nadia leads EcoWind Solutions, focusing on making wind energy better and easier for businesses. Her work helps grow clean energy, making our planet healthier. With experience in healthcare and business support, she's driven by the desire to create a positive change in the energy sector and support other women in business.
Good morning, Nadia. Thank you so much for giving me a chance to have this conversation with you. Can you share the journey that led you to found EcoWind Solutions and what motivated you to focus on the sea-based wind sector?
Good morning. Yes, I'm happy to talk about my journey creating my company called EcoWind Solutions. So a little bit about how it started is that I was really interested in learning about offshore wind. And I noticed that a lot of the information that I was getting online was very brief or hard to follow. So I ended up doing a lot of research on my own. And while I was investigating, I found that there was really a lack of unity between all of the vendors and all of the small businesses. And I said, wow, if it's taken me, weeks and hours to get all the information, all the deadlines together, I can't imagine running a small business and I'm focusing on my day-to-day. And yet I have to remember these deadlines. I have to go through websites to get the information that I need to understand the RFPs. So that's kind of how EcoWind Solutions was born. I was like, imagine if we put all of this information onto a platform where everyone can collaborate, where deadlines were easily accessible, where we could integrate AI functionality in order for people to get the information that they need when they need it, and for them to have tools specifically to be successful in the offshore wind sector. So one focus that I have in particular, not only is the project management aspect of it, but is also the manufacturing and supply chain aspect of it. So I created two separate tools that can be used on the EcoWind Solutions platform. One for the planning phases, where you can utilize AI to check your drawings and anything that has to do with the welding and manufacturing portion of it, and help people utilize that tool so that way there's less errors with quality control. And then the second part is the IoT monitoring system, which I'm really excited. We just finished integrating a separate tool there, and I'm really happy to showcase that at IPF, which is a large offshore wind conference happening this April in New Orleans. And we're happy to showcase what that functionality will do. But the net of that is that not only are you able to plan your entire project, but you're also able to maintain it remotely. So we're really excited to roll that out. And yeah, that's a little bit about me and my journey. Really looking to ensure that those who are interested in the green space are able to remove any barriers to entry. They can access all the resources in one place. They have AI who's helping them become familiar with the platform and utilize as tools, so that way you can kind of rock and roll if you're new and be a part of the workforce. And yeah, that's it. That's my journey.
So pretty much it's a platform that people can create an account and then they have different things they can do within the platform.
Yes.
But is there a charge into it?
Yes. So there is a charge to subscribe to the platform. Right now, we're really focused on the 6 major projects happening in New York State. So we are rolling it out to those who have contracts. And as they continue to roll out contracts, we'll continue to invite those who are in the workforce to join the platform. And again, really connecting the supply chain. So if you're a small business, you're able to collaborate with these big contractors, tier 1 developers, upload your paperwork, everything that you need to do. So this avoids Zoom calls, additional meetings. You're not meeting with a lot of people. So again, making sure that those who run a small business can focus on getting the job done and not all these extra admin tasks on the side.
Yeah, now focus on the little things that's not very important. They're not going to grow the company. Don't get me wrong, yes, they are, I guess they are important, but they don't grow the company. They just slow you down because it's too much to do.
We want to remove the red tape. So I think you hit it on the head. We're removing the red tape. So if you have a small staff and you need them to work on developing a part of the supply chain, they're going to focus on that. They're going to be out in the field. They're going to be working. They're going to get their training. They're going to be getting their certification wherever you are in the supply chain, right? So we want them focusing on those aspects and less focus on, okay, let's get on a call. Let's reiterate this email. Let's show these stakeholders. So really making sure that everything that everyone needs, it is in this platform, one-stop shop. So that's the idea, bringing everyone together and making it easy for everyone. We designed this with the user in mind. So we designed this for small businesses, entrepreneurs, and these large businesses that are developing offshore wind in New York as well. So every user has been thought of and is in mind. So that way, anyone could come to this platform, utilize its capabilities, and get the information that they need.
Something that you just mentioned, you said team. Does that mean you have a team plan?
Yeah. So the team right now is myself and Alina. We're co-founders, and we're also applying for separate cohorts where we're going to bring in different experts. We do have a team of advisors who is vetting and testing our platform. So we have advisors in the manufacturing industry, those who are going to be creating the steel structures that will be used. We have advisors within the international playing fields, those who have vast experience putting up wind farms. They understand what the operations is. They understand the standards. And we're taking all of that information, making it digestible, creating a work stream for everyone who's new in the United States who have yet to build these massive wind farms, and making it easy for them.
But when it's come to the membership, the subscription you have, do you also have a subscription for larger companies that have a lot of employees, so that each employees can have their own login? Or how does that work? It's just like they have one login for everybody.
There's separate subscription models. So similar to a project management platform, we have a vendor subscription model and a developer subscription model. So the developer would be the main stakeholder, and they would be really owning the program functionality, since they're the ones who are developing the offshore wind farms. It's their product. And then we have the vendor model that will come in. So that helps with procurement. It helps with invoicing. It helps with literally all the steps of building this. The way that I like to describe it is like this. With the supply chain for offshore wind, everybody is new. We are creating the supply chain as we go. So when you have a general contractor, for example, building your house, they're your one-stop guy who is in charge of all the small pieces. So you wouldn't have a guy who comes in just for ceramics. You wouldn't have a guy who comes in just for wood flooring. And unfortunately, the way the supply chain is built for offshore wind, there is just a guy who does that one small piece. There is just a guy who does the painting. There is just a guy who makes just the stairs. And we're trying to connect that. And let's think of EcoWind Solutions as that general contractor who is bringing all of those small components together to help make sure that these projects are on time, are efficient, are to scope, because this is a statewide initiative. We need to get to net zero emissions, and we're going to work together to get there. And I think that's where EcoWind Solutions comes to play.
So when you said that you thought about your users, you were not kidding. You were serious about it.
Yes. And I spoke with people who are like, have never even used a project management system before. I speak to people who still fill out paperwork every day for invoicing. I fill out people who have never worked on large scale projects like this, and we're providing them with user experience on our end for them to easily adapt to this work style and easily get their foot in the door. So there's less of a learning curve on their end. They can come onto this platform. They literally can follow steps 1, 2, 3, and they are able to be a part of the supply chain and, help us get to that net zero emissions by 2040.
I think you will, what am I saying? There's no doubt. There is no doubt. But how did your experience in healthcare advertising and Director of External Affairs influence your approach to leading EcoWind Solutions?
Yeah, so it's a really great journey. It's a meeting of the mind. So I think naturally, so I have a strong background in project management and advertising. I've been working in the advertising field for over 10 years now, and I also was working with a shipyard called Mayship Repair, and that's where I really started learning about the manufacturing industry. I really started learning about small businesses and how they operate, and putting those two together of community, not to advertise, I hate to say, for these large corporations, but those that really need the help are small businesses. And me personally, I've always been gravitated to minority businesses, women-owned businesses, younger entrepreneurs, because they need the help on how to get their small business off the ground. And as director of external affairs, I was doing that for Mayship, a small business in Staten Island. And I was really learning, they have a tough business to run and they need the support because they're truly the backbone of these economies, and America is great in that sense that we have a lot of these programs, a lot of advocates for small businesses. So it was me providing these resources for Mayship Repair and advertising Mayship Repair. So as I started learning the pain points, I said, there's no way it's just one company that's running into this. And they had the resources to hire me to do that. Imagine all the companies that didn't. So that led me to EcoWind Solutions because we have this really big target that we're trying to hit to be sustainable and get into renewable energy. And New York State wants as many valuable players. So if you're an entrepreneur, if you're in green technology, if you have any skill set, now is the time to get into green collar jobs, and EcoWind Solutions is here to be a platform to help you get within that. And me personally, as the president of Staten Island Industrial Alliance, if you're an industrial company within Staten Island, please reach out. We're happy to give you all of the support and resources to learn more about what's going on with offshore wind, about how to support your industrial business, because it's a different beast from many other type of companies that you can operate. And, for those who are in the technology sector like myself, this is really great to learn how your technology can help these small businesses. And I'm happy to share my journey.
So what challenges did you face when you're transitioning from working for a company to starting your own company?
Oh my gosh, everything, right? So I worked for a large corporation, and we have a person for that, right? Like it's so well vetted. You have a person for everything. And then you have an admin person to even help that person who has that very niche segment. And, when you start your own company, it's overwhelming. Where do you start? And not all of us are well versed in everything, right? So what I learned is bring in a team, bring in a person, ask for help, ask for all the help that you need. If you don't know, ask. And what I learned that was so surprising for me, and I hate to say it, God bless America, but there is so many tools for small businesses to succeed here that I haven't seen elsewhere. And it truly is, if you ask and you get connected with the right people. I got connected with the Small Business Association here in New York, and they really helped me navigate my paperwork and the type of things that I needed to do. I was connected with the Innovation Hub in NYC EDC, and they are really connecting me with the right advisors and the right team and resources that I need. I have mentors. So really, never be afraid to continue learning, never be afraid to continue asking questions. And people really want to help small businesses. So,
Yes.
And I know I'm one of those people, specifically in the green technology sector. So if you have questions around offshore wind, what green technology is, how you can get your foot in the door, how quickly you can start a business, whether it's something like me, I started EcoWind Solutions in my spare time. It was an after work job. And it wasn't necessarily started in my garage, but it was the same sort of grassroots concept. And, some people are like, well, I have to quit my job. I have to do this full time. And, there's a lot of avenues to hit the finish line.
Yes, there is. But I think also one thing that might help you a lot is the fact that you work in the advertising industry,
Yeah.
like the advertising part. But also, I think another thing is you talk a lot about management, system management. So those kind of things, you only knew them, which make some part of starting the company a little bit easier to you.
Yes, exactly. So I did pick avenues where I was familiar with. So I've always worked with project management. I've worked on various project management systems, and I was able to identify a pain point for my client, Mesha Prepare. And I said, let's take my strong suits and fill it in. And then again, I brought in experts. I brought in a team. Anything I didn't know, I asked. I went on site, show me how it works. I shadowed people. And don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. I did it. I didn't know anything about welding. I didn't know anything about the maritime industry. I had no idea how it operated. And I wasn't afraid to say that. And as I got in and as I learned and as I was curious, I was able to build out, okay, here is the value prop of Makeshift Repair. Here are the pain points. Here are the gaps. And here's how we're going to fill these gaps. And here's how we're going to take the business to another level. And, again, like I said previously, Makeshift Repair was fortunate because they were able to have the foresight to bring in a resource to do this. But many businesses are just trying to get by. They're just trying to survive. So, having a platform like EcoWind Solutions who is going to help you, get in and get that, release that barrier to entry and have support that you need to be a vendor, be a part of this huge initiative, we're here for you. And that's our ethos. We want everyone to be included, whether you're a one-person company or you're a company of 500 people. EcoWind Solutions is the platform for you.
So EcoWind Solutions is noted as a 100 woman-owned enterprise. How important is gender diversity to you, and how does it shape the company culture and leadership?
I think it's huge. It was important for me to make sure that the people on my team are women. I think it's fun because we go to all of these events and we don't see many women in the field. And we are excited to be the women thought leaders in the field, bring our expertise and bring in a whole new wave of workforce. I mean, again, women in tech, women in the manufacturing industry, and women specifically in the green sector is what we're looking to do. And we're here for anyone to call us, ask us questions. We want people to be a part of this movement.
So you said that you go to conferences, you don't see too many women when it comes to the green sector. Does that mean that there's a big gap between men and women into it, which means that we need to advertising that a lot more to bring more women into it, or perhaps we need to help them understand how it works? Because a lot of time too, we might step back because we felt like if we get into it, we're just going to put ourselves in a big, messy thing that we can't figure out how it works because there's no woman, and we're just going to be surrounded by a bunch of men that just going to demand, making things happening, which we don't want to be a part of.
I think it can be intimidating going into a field that's known for construction, manufacturing, and fabrication. Very few women go into trade schools. Very few women, are interested in this part of the manufacturing process. And I think what is unique about EcoWind Solutions is that we're here to make it less daunting for everyone. And we're here to ensure that these avenues are available. So in the past, you had to weld by hand, and now you have automated robotic welding machines that anybody can operate. So it's truly giving the information to women and giving them a path forward if it's something that they want to pursue, and making sure they understand that they can do it. Especially now with where we are with technology, there's really limited barriers, right? So we're excited to bring this part of the education forward, and again, just be one of the women spearheading green technology.
So do you have a plan to go out there and tell women, hey, this is okay to come and try it out? Why don't you just give it a try?
Yeah, I mean, we're hoping again to expand EcoWind Solutions, and it's a part of our ethos to really ensure that women have access. And we have a lot of contacts in the field, and we want to partner with them. I work in advertising, so a part of my thing is getting the word out there. A lot of people just haven't even heard of green tech. They don't know what it is. a lot of people don't understand how states are shifting to renewable energy and what that really means. So, connecting the job aspect to the larger renewable energy sustainability, I think is huge. And we're hoping to put the word out there and showcase what we're doing and be an inspiration for women and be an inspiration for those who are even looking to select a field, and understand what that is. And we work with really great partners. So we're hoping to be a woman partner with larger entities and, make an impact and show that, we're here.
But how does EcoWind Solution differentiate itself from other wind project management, if there's any?
So we're focused on offshore wind, and I don't know of a platform that's specifically designed for offshore wind management and operations maintenance. And again, we're super collaborative. We're inclusive. These are the ethos of our brand values. And we're not here to really compete. We're just here to bring everything together. And right now, like I said, my journey was I didn't find a platform that had all of these elements together, a platform that was seamless for someone to come in and start utilizing, specifically for offshore wind, from inception planning phases all the way to IoT monitoring and operations and maintenance phase. And if there is someone who has technologies or integrations, we want to hear from you, because we could only be better when we collaborate with other people and innovators in the field. So this is just a platform to get started. We really want to collaborate and, just be a part of the change to get us to the finish line when it comes to renewable energy and ensure that America is really leading the way with having renewable energy infrastructure.
The way you think, that's what's going to make this very successful.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I think, there's a lot about competitiveness, competition, but again, we were born out of, we want to be included. We want everybody to be included. We want this to be easy for everybody, one person or 1,000-person company. We want everyone to understand, and we want everyone to collaborate. And that is EcoWind Solutions. And we are working on specific offshore wind integrations like EcoWind Pro with the automated welding capabilities, and EnviroGuard, which is the IoT monitoring. And we're really looking forward to working with other thought leaders and advisors. And even if you have your own platform or database, we want to work with you, and we want to make this the hub for offshore wind collaboration and management.
So what are the main objectives you want to achieve in the next, let's say, 5 years?
I think the main objectives we want to achieve in the next 5 years, from a business perspective, is we want as many small businesses utilizing this project management system or platform. We would love for the renewable sector to be more of a mainstream topic. Like I said, I talk to people and they're like, well, what does that mean? What is renewable energy? How are we utilizing it? And I think it's exciting that the government is getting involved and they're advertising a little bit more, and they put a lot of money and funding behind resources. And we want to, showcase that you can do it. If I can do it, someone who knew nothing about the industry, comes from healthcare, pharma, advertising, is able to create a green tech platform. I mean, anyone can do it. And we want more of these entrepreneurs, and we want to show that you really can still have success.
What advice would you give to entrepreneurs, especially women who want to join that sector?
I say don't be afraid. I mean, I keep going back to the same thing, but I started with asking questions. I was curious, and it's okay to say you don't know, because people are really willing to help you and they're willing to show you. And I learned so much about, the manufacturing business, the offshore wind business, just by listening to people and listening to how they work and shadowing them. And you really gain a wealth of knowledge, because these are trades that are getting lost, and they're excited to show you their craftsmanship. These are people who work with their hands and they're building something really amazing. And to marry the technology sector with this craft that we've been doing for a long time is really exciting for me. And I think we can continue creating and innovating and keeping these legacies of, craftsmanship together and marry that with technology. So there's a line there, and I think they're open to it. So if you're looking to get into the technology sector, and you don't know how that comes together with manufacturing, go to a sector that you're interested in, whether that's transportation, automotive. Go to a company that's creating cars, and talk to them and see how your product can help facilitate that.
And how can someone reach out to you and also EcoWind Solutions?
Yeah. So EcoWind Solutions, we have a lot of our information on our website. My email address is there. Write me an email. I'm always available to chat, tell you about a little more about my story. And yeah, I like I said, if there's something of interest to you, if I can connect you with someone, I'm happy to do that. We also have the Staten Island Industrial Alliance, which I'm the president of. So again, really looking to foster small businesses, those who are in the industrial sector. If you don't even know what the industrial sector means, happy to set up minutes and chat with you over coffee, and show you around and show you the ropes and see if this is a sector that you would like to get learn more about.
Well, I just cannot wait to see where you're going to take the company. And I know for some reason, listening to you talking, this is just the beginning. I think the plan behind it is way bigger than that. And it's great to see other women that's creating companies that's going to grow and then turn to big, just other huge organizations out there. And we are also inspiring other women to step up and do something for themselves as well. And working for others is not for everyone, but sometimes we get stuck into it because we have no other choice. We feel like this is it. This is the only option that we have. But in reality, it's not the truth. So that's the reason why when women like you said, hey, I did this, maybe you can do something. I can help you with it. And I think it's meant a lot. And I started a company that just support women. And when I see other women also supporting other women, it's meant a lot to me.
I love that. Yeah. And I think the support is really everything, because sometimes all you need is someone saying, yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. I know for me that made all the difference in the world. So a huge shout out to the community here in Staten Island. I mean, an amazing community. Like I said, they welcomed me with open arms. They answered all of my questions. They went above and beyond to show me what they were doing here. And they really married the idea of technology and craftsmanship together. And it's going to be longstanding. So a huge shout out to my friends over in Staten Island for creating this opportunity for me, supporting me, and New York State as a whole. Staten Island put me on to NYC EDC and NYSERDA, all of these huge companies who help women and help those who are looking to get into it. So like I said, if it starts with a question, who knows, next thing I'll know, I'll probably see someone that I answered a few questions on Forbes magazine. And that's my dream, because I think there's really room for everyone. That, all of us can really make an impact, because at the end of the day, we're all going towards the same goal.
Absolutely. There's enough for everyone. I like it. There's no need to compete. There's no need to feel like we need to fight for anything. It's just find your niche and get the help that you need. Thank you so much, Nadia, for what you are doing, for the company you are growing, and for supporting other women, because I know that can be a challenge. Supporting other women is... I've been doing it for 6 years now, so I know it's a very challenging thing to do, but also it's opening a lot of doors too for the next generation. For that, we need to keep on fighting, and I appreciate what you do.
Thank you so much. Yeah, and I love, all the outputs that I've been seeing with Womanelle, and I look forward to seeing someone else in the green tech sector, in the sector. So I look forward to it.
Thank you for listening to Female Founders Podcast. That's it for this week's episode. Be sure to follow us on your favorite podcast app or connect with us on womel.com so that you don't miss our next episode. See you next time. Bye for now.